Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet Live here on Fandom Wire Live. So excited to be here with you guys, as always, around 2 p.m. A little late today because the news was slow. I found the story last night that I wanted to touch upon because it's actually a twofold story. One, Mulan is coming out this March, and it's a huge expense for Disney. It's the first PG-13. It's $200 million spent. They've put a lot of firsts on this film, the highest budget they've done. And now the film already sort of had some controversy with its star. We're going to get all this. But now the coronavirus has literally attempted to shut the movie down in China, which is where they expected to make the most of their money. So we want to break down this controversy as well as, it's the story, as well as the controversy over on Disney Plus, where the Lizzie McGuire reboot has now been seemingly shut down or halted, canceled. How it depends who you talk to. But the project was shut down due to it not being family friendly enough. And I got a lot of thoughts on that, as well as some other sort of stories that relate to. Is Disney Plus doing the right thing by being so strict with their family friendly content? Is that good actually in the long run for a streaming service? I want to get your thoughts. So leave them down in the comments all around as we discuss. But to have this conversation today, I brought back my good friend Lewis over from Nerd Report. What's up, Lewis?
What's up, Andy? Popcorn Planet family in the house. I see a lot of people already here.
Yeah, excited to see you. Thanks for all the regulars coming back. I see Tony, I see Jose, I see Vitaly, Jordan Parker. Thank you so much for coming. Brandon Alcorn, I see you guys watching. Thanks for joining us. Let's get to it. Kyle Weiss, yes, I see you. We'll see how quick and live we are. So stay tuned. Here we go. Let's talk about this. So let's get to the main story at hand because I thought I had this. Let me make sure it's up. I want to get to this issue about Mulan because this is a pretty big issue for them. It does open up a lot of things. I mean, I knew there was an issue previously because they talked about the star of the film made some sort of politically charged statements and due to the whole controversy that was already happening in China with the government. And so there was already a lot of sort of stuff going on about this film. You followed some of that. Yes, Lewis?
A bit. Yes. And I actually saw some footage over there at D23. So I've been kind of on the Mulan tip for a while. I know about this film pretty good.
And on top of that, there's people who are like, where's the music? Where's Mushu? Like there's a lot of people already criticizing the film. I think the trailer was fantastic. I thought, wow, all right, this seems like a worthy reboot. This seems like, all right, they're going to add something new to the table. They're going to do something new, right? That was why I sort of got excited. It looked like a real big budget historical piece. And the original story of Mulan wasn't a musical with, talking dragons and stuff. So this was an opportunity to all right, well, we're not just going to do a shot for shot Lion King. No, we're going to go back to the source material and do a darker, real dramatic version of the Mulan folklore story that's, goes way back. So I thought it was great. I thought the little nuanced music, like they did the reflection in an orchestral score in the trailer. I thought all high marks. I was like, you know what? This looks actually pretty damn good. What were your thoughts on the footage you saw and so far? Before we get into sort of the risks of the movie, what were your thoughts going in?
First trailer was okay for me, a little weak on the martial arts. Second trailer stepped it up in the magic, the Disney magic. Mulan's not really a story that's set, so if you want music and stuff, it's kind of like you said, it's a Asian or Chinese legend, so you could go different ways with it. The footage I saw was a little bit, I would say, kind of like on the comedy side, but it was mostly the family together and stuff like that. But cinematography looked awesome. The traditional Chinese outfits, which I used to study Kung Fu, so you're going to love that. You're going to love that. It looks great. As a movie, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like it's really well done, and they spent $200 million on it, so it better be pretty good. That's a lot of money for this. It's the most they've spent as we get into this article. Let's get to some of the concerns that Disney's having. But obviously, aside from all sort of the politically charged statements that the star was making and the fact that this was an all-Asian cast, which some people think is a risk, and then there's the fact that it's PG-13, which made it a little bit, it's not PG like most of other releases. And now on top of all of that, the coronavirus has basically upended its whole release plan. I don't want to get into coronavirus drama and hype in this thing. I think, I think a lot of studios and people are being wisely careful about this, potential epidemic. It is starting to spread. I do think it's going to get worse, but I do think it's careful. The lesson I always give from everybody is be calm. Like, don't lose your mind. Like, don't be crazy. Like, protect yourself. Wash your hands. Like, if you see someone coughing, walk the other way. There's things we can do to sort of protect ourselves. It is a very severe common flu. But the death toll and the flu, like, that's what I've been told. I'm trying not to get overly psyched out. Are you having coronavirus fears and craziness over there in Los Angeles for you?
Not really, but I've had a few conventions email me and a few events saying everything's good. We're still going. I have seen a lot of masks, people that I would least expect wearing those masks. But like you said, Andy, wash your hands. And, when you go to the restroom real quick, be careful with those little puddles, though, because, like when you're washing your hands, all those puddles, that's where the viruses are, right? So wash your hands and make sure you don't touch the puddles, dry up and just get out of there.
The puddles on the floor, the puddles in the sink? Which puddles?
On the sink, man. I've been to Comic-Con and people are like taking a shower there on the sink. It's you know what I mean, right?
You know what has the most germs? This thing. This is the thing you got to like wipe down with Clorox.
That's why I never touch yours.
Anybody's, because you don't wash it, and then you use it. Everyone uses it on the toilet, and then you don't realize, oh crap, some little
crap. Da-dum-da.
Exactly. So anyway, but the point being, look, it is what it is. We'll see how this gets, but it's a legit thing that's shutting down, productions. Mission Impossible got shut down in Italy, but I do think the media is like jumping on this. They're trying to create a lot of fear and make people lose their minds, and that's not helpful at all. But the reality is, in China, this is a severe problem, and this is where the film was supposed to open. And going through sort of how the release was, I didn't realize, hold on, I was trying to find the number. Sorry, where was the point? Oh yeah, 70,000 of the coronavirus has already shut down 70,000 of the country's theaters since January 24. Unclear and more unlikely every day that the multiplexes will reopen in time for its planned release. I'm sure that Mulan is the least of people's worries over there, obviously. But the point being, this is obviously now a huge, as I said, ComScore analysis is a huge blow for Disney if it doesn't release in China. They're looking at it day by day. This is it's so surprising. There's lives being lost, and it's a huge epidemic that's more important than this dumb movie, obviously. And let's not lose our sight of things.
It's also people losing their jobs, though. This is why we're reporting it. We are entertainment. That's our career. So we bring it back to the entertainment thing, but we speak about it. We talk about it. Some people may be like, well, forget the movie, right? But there's people working 70,000 theaters. How many people are employed in those 70,000 theaters that are not working right now? That they're responsible for families to get fed, to have the proper stuff to clean themselves, like you said, to have running water. Now they're cut off. So that's all linked, man. We're all linked. It's all a circle, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally. And so, I mean, obviously, look, there's bigger problems that this could potentially create if things do get worse. But I think, as I've been told by, a lot of reports are trying to lift it up. The truth is, yes, calm, wash your hands, be careful. If you are sick, stay home. Then you wear the mask. You're supposed to wear the mask if you're sick, not to sort of catch the mask, as I've learned. As I was looking, there was a phase where I'm like, I need to get masks right away. I need to buy that. And you go on Amazon, you're like, oh crap, they're already
really
premium price. So there are already sort of those doomsday preppers who are stocking up like crazy, and that's only going to get worse. But you got to live your life. We got to move forward. We got to do what we got to do. But anyway, let's talk about the entertainment aspect of this, because in this regard, this obviously adds a huge now. Mulan was already a risk. I think it was. I think it's going to be good. But for a lot of people that, I see some of the comments. Oh, it looks stupid. There's no Mushu. But there's some good. There's I see. My buddy Jody. Here we go. Hey, Jody, Lewis.
Jody,
I'm inviting him. If you're around, Jody, come on the stream. I just sent you a link. But yeah, Mulan's gonna be fire. I agree. There's something we do agree on. My co-host Jody for Jody's Corner on YouTube. Go support him. But yeah, and so this is Vitaly gives really good advice. Don't touch your face until you're sure your hands are clean. That's really as simple as it gets, right? It's such an easy thing to not do. But I'm touching my mouse, and I probably just touched my eye, and now I'm like, that's how it's that crazy. So anyway, this isn't about coronavirus. This is about the movie. The fact that the coronavirus, though, is going to shut Chinese theaters down makes Disney now go, well, crap. we could lose a lot of money on this movie if it doesn't perform in the US. What do we think about this happening in the US? Do you think this movie will be a hit like their other live action remakes? Is Mulan a title that is going to warrant the same type of attention that Lion King or Aladdin got?
For me personally, I'm more excited about Mulan than Lion King because I don't know. I like martial arts. That's just me. I like the action, the martial arts, and the cinematography. But I think Lion King is definitely a bigger property, especially here in the States. I think Mulan has to tackle a few things too. In China, those movies are more common. You have to compete with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, stuff like that, which is already like epic, right? So Mulan is fighting an uphill battle. I'm going to suggest delay the sucker till Christmas time, maybe. I don't know if that's even possible. Let this virus be behind us. Let the political controversy be behind us. But oh man, I just thought of something. The elections are by Christmas time, so we're screwed either way, man.
We are. I want to call out. Thank you, Corey, for the support of the stream. That always gets precedent here because it helps to keep us going. With the virus, box office is going to be the lowest ever. Yeah, and look, it once again shows why Bob Iger wanted to get the hell out of there, as we discussed the other day. Not to try and make light of it, but I'm trying to make light of it because you have to, right? Yeah. But I agree. Like this is going to be tough for them to make their money back. But obviously there are bigger questions at stake of this, making sure everyone's safe and sound and people aren't dying from a virus. Yeah, it's going to affect a lot of things. I do genuinely think, as I saw advice of its at CDC was like, people will be inconvenienced. That I believe that is absolutely true, and I think the inconvenience factor is going to go higher and higher as travel and things at schools or people just being safe in order to be safe, are going to do a lot of things that are going to slow the rest of us down the way we're typically going. So good for us YouTubers, though, to keep staying in our caves here and delivering content to entertain you guys. And also,
some people might be saying, oh, why are we bringing in the virus and stuff? I know you're a little bit hesitant to do it, but I think it's our job to have people with a few followers to bring awareness to stuff that could actually kill you, right? So, and also by washing your hands, you're going to prevent other diseases as well. So you're good. I think we should keep people informed as well. Even if you want to escape, we can't really escape this. This is kind of bigger. So,
yeah, no. And to clarify, like I'm not afraid. We should talk absolutely, but I think I see the media jumping and creating fear out of it, right? That's what the media.
It's all about this.
The fear makes the clicks and gets everyone out worried, and then we go buy a million more things. So talking about the fear of it is where. Oh, but look, speaking of fear, I'm not afraid of this guy, Jody. Drop in. What's up, man?
What's good, man? What's going on? I thought I'd just slide on into your conversation a little bit.
We're talking the coronavirus. What a fitting time for Jody of Jody's Corner to join in this conversation. The conversation was about Mulan because Mulan's coming out, and I'm worried Mulan's going to have. Disney's very worried that Mulan's not going to make its money back because it's not going to be released in China. That's a huge loss in their international box office tally. But I'm also trying to realize, well, who cares about Disney's money right now with the coronavirus? Let's focus on making sure everyone's healthy and safe. But any thoughts on this topic, Jody? If you've been watching, thanks for tuning in.
I just tuned in when I put that comment in. I didn't know nothing about this video. I'm just now learning, and this is an initial reaction. Shout out to my man Andy and Lewis. What's up, Lewis?
What's up, man? I'm a big fan of this guy's right here, and this guy's on the other side too.
Look at you doing your thing, man. I'm proud of you, Lewis.
I stalk Jody. He knows. I used to stalk him, but then I met him, so I don't need to stalk him anymore.
Yeah. All right. My favorites on here. And you guys, if you're not following Nerd Report for Lewis and Jody's Corner, I want the show to be a hangout. People can drop in and out, have fun. It's Skype. People don't have to show up to my studio. They can be like, hey, I'm here. They can do it from their phone. Let's make this a surprising, fun show every day, too. But Jody,
I just finished 2 trailer reactions. I'm at my computer. I already had the camera on and set up, so this was convenient. Got me at a perfect time. So, coronavirus
and Mulan. But Mulan, you said it's fire. You're excited for this to happen.
Oh, man, I'm excited for this movie, bro. The trailer looks fire. I think this movie's going to be so good. And then you talk about it. So it's not coming. It's not releasing in China at all.
Well, 70,000 theaters are already shut down since January because of the virus. So the virus is causing a lot of trouble, and the virus is going to cause more and more trouble as we go. Yeah. Like Italy, Mission Impossible just got shut down there. It's starting to slowly show its effects on how it's going to start affecting and inconveniencing a lot of people. I think, as I was trying to say, Lewis is like, look, this is an important thing. We do need to talk about this virus. The biggest thing is like everybody wash your hands, and if you're sick, stay home. Those are like the most important things you do. But I also think we got to stay calm. We can't lose our mind. We can't let the media and the fear mongering sort of take over and make us all think we're going to die like Contagion, which is what I think some of the media is attempting to do. But, it is a serious thing that we should talk about. And it's going to affect not only box office, but as Lewis said, jobs, everything. But obviously Disney's now sweating because of this. But do you think they should, if that wasn't even a play, they're like, well, we're making money in China. Do we think this movie can, own it here in the U.S.? Will this movie be a box office success?
Heck yeah, bro. It doesn't need China. China's the biggest market. I think China would have been about even with what the United States would have done. But now that you take China out of it, you're probably losing $200 to $300 million, maybe. But yeah, it can still make a lot of money, man. This could still make with the rest of the world. I don't know, depending on where it is with the United States, because we love Mulan too, bro. Even though it's a Chinese story, bro, Mulan is like my number 2 Disney film of all time, maybe. So we love Mulan since 1997. When it comes out, we could give it. The United States of America will stand by, and we could throw $400 million at it by ourselves, let alone what the UK could do. So at the end of the day, without China, they could still make $600-700 million, which is a win.
I think Jody's right. There's a slight part of me that thinks this movie is not going to do as well in China as it would in the United States. The Chinese audience is used to this kind of film already. We haven't seen stuff like this. It's not that common. The martial arts, the kick-assery, the cinematography, the traditional Chinese outfits, those are awesome, and a lot of people have not seen them. So I'm going with Jody.
Yeah, well, when I saw the trailer, I thought, damn, this looks amazing, right? It was beautifully done, and I love that they're taking it seriously. I actually prefer that there's no music and Mushu's gone. Like, I love the cartoon, I love Mushu, but I don't want the same thing. Why do everyone's like, there's no music, there's no Mushu. Why do you want the same movie?
Those them songs are awesome, man. Freak.
Have that movie exists in a great format that we can show forever.
Who is that girl I see? Come on.
Staring back.
Yeah, you see, you know what I'm talking about. Come on, man. Shit,
dude,
it's great. Come on, Make a Man Out of You is what an amazing carry.
Let's get down to business.
Could we call ourselves the Popcorn Planet Boys?
Did they send me daughter?
The Popcorn Boys, right here.
For sons.
Yeah, dude, I'm stoked, and I love that they're like, they're going to do like little nods to it. Like there's going to,
yeah.
What is this? They asked for sons. They send me daughter. Like they're going to,
yeah. They're going to replace the actual song with like scores too. I think the scores will play.
Yeah, this boy band right here that you're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. I can't sing. You two can. I'll just be the handsome drummer in the back. All right, cool. Thank you very much.
To echo both of what you're saying, I am going to show. I think this film looks cool, and I think it's going to do well. And if it's the first one, I'm actually excited for. Like I watched it with my family, like my kids, my girl. We were all like, "Damn, we got to see that one." Whereas with like the other ones, it was like, "Oh, cool. All right, yeah." It's like I don't understand why. Why did Lion King do so well? Did you guys both see it? I still refuse to see it.
Yeah. Nostalgia.
Well off his credit, bro. The name. Us. Yeah. 30, 40-year-olds who seen the original, who told everyone it's going to be awesome, who took our kids. It's just off name alone.
But the movie was not very good, correct?
It was not good at all.
It was just unnecessary. It was a literal every scene, because I've watched some clips. Like
pissed on my childhood. It was not good, bro.
The song or Hakuna Matata where Donald Glover then reveals and jumps out as a slim. I'm like, what is happening?
Nah. Have you still not seen Lion King? Have you seen it?
I want to do a hate stream some night. You guys are welcome to join.
Be prepared. Be prepared, bro. Be prepared to wreck your shit. God damn, she would tell Ejiofor was a miscast. Oh my God.
Well, he doesn't even sing it, right? Isn't like a super slow. I will be prepared. I want to watch it and show my horrified reaction as I watch it. We'll do everyone started on Disney Plus, so I'll do that soon. I'll plan it at some point. But anyway, my point being, it's not that, right? It's something new. It's giving us something exciting, different. Sign me up. I'm all for Mulan. I think China box office is going to give them a hit, but I think you're right, Jody. I think this could work. unless even here box office goes down, but let's assuming things go normal. Yeah, I think people are going to be excited to see this movie. I don't know why they're so nervous. Do you think this is all just a plan and a ploy?
No, it's not a ploy. They're really nervous and upset. They're about to still lose. They're still going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars, Andy, and that doesn't make them feel good at all. So this is definitely something that it's greed. They want more money. So
if CinemaCon send me an email saying, "Hey, we're still going on. Don't worry about the coronavirus," and they get guests from all over the world, that means they're getting the heat. They're getting asked the same question, and they want to calm everyone down. This is definitely going to hurt the Chinese box office. But again, I think the American box office, Parasite just won Best Picture. I mean, people are now willing to look at the Asian films a little bit more. They're open-minded to it. So
I mean, this is a done in American language.
I know, but it still is almost 100% Asian cast. We're gonna see the return of Jet Li. Come on, man, Jet Li's awesome.
Jet Li and Jason Scott Lee. Jason Scott Lee looks pretty badass. Here's a question from Corey Timmons. Thank you for the support, Corey. How has Disney gotten away with a monopoly? I mean, it's not. There's Warner Brothers, right? There's Sony. Sony's like literally making Disney sort of its B a little bit, like they have to deal with them. So I mean, it's by Spider-Man. I'm saying like they don't. But Disney should own Spider-Man, and they don't. They have to like get permission from Sony. Like that sucks.
I think Warner Brothers technically has a bigger library and has a bigger catalog.
Sure,
and makes more money.
I mean, yeah, they own a lot of stuff, but I don't know if I can call them a monopoly. Would you guys call them a monopoly?
On the stuff we like, maybe like
nerd bingo.
Yeah, nerd stuff. I mean, that's it. But
they're a creative monopoly, but a business monopoly, no.
Yeah, I want to ask because I have another story I'm going to go to, and if you need to bail, go for it. But I usually only show Jody. But if you need to bail, what I was going to say is I usually only show the positive comments or people support. But Adrian, I'm calling you out because I like calling some fans out.
I was about to get him too. I was about to get that motherfucker, bro.
Adrian, on screen. Why do you hope Mulan fails? I mean, let's hear your reason, because I see this comment and I'm like, what? Why? You just say that? What is your reasoning? I'm not trying to hate you or call you out, but give me a real reason, because why can't this movie succeed? It's a dramatic update of the cartoon. If anything, that's the only type of live action remake that Disney should be doing, is a better version that stands closer to the source material and makes it different. So I mean, like, if all the things Disney's doing, like, this is the one I'm like, of course I would support this one. Why wouldn't we support this one? Or are you just anti-Disney, everything Disney? Like, I'm just curious what makes Mulan be the thing that you wanted to fail. So Adrian, I'll look for your reply as we're continuing to talk. Any other thoughts on this before we move on to our next issue? Because I want to talk about Disney Plus, because there is, as we wrap this episode up, there was a new development. Did anyone have any other thoughts before I jump to that?
Nope.
Not me. Maybe a delay. Maybe a delay will be beneficial. I don't think Jody was on when I mentioned that. Jody, do you think if they delay this film to perhaps Christmas, do you think this virus will be behind us and all the controversy? Do you think that would be a good strategy for China?
I would say if you're going to delay the movie, delay it worldwide. I wouldn't say delay it in only China, because movie will release over there in China and then it won't make as much money. If the coronavirus doesn't look like it's going anywhere soon, and they talk to the right people, Disney's powerful. They can find out where the containment estimates are at. So if they have to push it all to Christmas, I'm for that too. Yeah. But if it's all about faith in the project, release that shit. When does it come out? March.
Yeah.
Release it next month, bro. Let it stand on its own. Trust in the fans of your product. I'm definitely going to go see it. I'm going to take my son and my family to go see it too. And everybody who loved that first Mulan, most of them are coming to see your film.
Yeah, I'm with you. But here we go. Let's get to Adrian's response. No dragon, and I hate all real life movie of Disney. Bring back animation. All right. The only thing I'll give you is they don't do animation anymore. Okay. I agree with you on the animation part. They don't do the 2D animation, especially. They only do 3D too, and that's sad. So I see your point there. But come on, you want a talking dragon in the real live action movie? You want it to be the same thing, aren't you? If they're going to do a real life version, isn't it better that they're doing it like the original source material and different? Like, to me, the only one that really worked was Jungle Book, right? Because Jungle Book, Favreau's version of Jungle Book, like took Kipling's book and added to it and made it seem like scarier. I think the Jungle Book cartoon, when I rewatched it, when we did the honest trailer, like I was like watching the cartoon, like, this is a pretty dumb cartoon.
It's bad. I had fights with my homeboys in the league for that. Jungle Book 1960, whatever, is sauce compared to Jon Favreau's Jungle Book movie.
Wait, Sauce, is that good or bad?
It's trash. It's
Okay,
no
good.
good. Yeah, no good. The new Jungle Book movie from John Favreau
all right.
destroys
Don't
the
you
original. Bro.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
you should know all this lingo. Andy, I'm calling you out.
Give us 5 months.
All
Give
the
me 5 months. I'm gonna put some pigmentation on that skin.
I was like,
I went on his show and I knew all the lingo. I knew all of it, man, on cue because I watch. You need
Well, he didn't
watch
watch me before. He was too big. He was like, freak that fat guy. Now we're cool. Now you'll get it.
But yes, so Sauce, I agree, because the cartoon is like, first of all, it's like under an hour, and the weird elephants, like there's a lot of bad music they skipped. And then there's a couple good sequences, but overall that cartoon does not hold up the way I think people think it does. And Favreau made it a real story, like with stakes and characters.
Way
and
better.
The animation looked fantastic. Like that was an example where they.
But I don't think that counts. I don't think that counts because I didn't want to count it. I think he's talking about like with people, like Cinderella, Maleficent.
Sure. Well, I think that's unfair. You should count that one because it's like it's a remake of a cartoon that was a classic.
That's real as Mowgli. I mean, they're all animals, man.
Well, my point being, though, if you're going to tell Disney cartoons, that's how you should do it, right? And who would have thought you could make a Disney cartoon that seemed like real animals and make it work? And then it's sort of to jump into Lion King seems like, oh yeah, cool. Like even when they talked about it, I'm like, oh cool. I love Favreau's doing. All right, I'm down. But then Favreau went so literal, right, that it lost its magic. But anyway, that's my point. I think Mulan is that case study of okay. We can actually make a separate story that's different. And that's the whole point of making these live action remakes in the first place, not to just rehash and do the same line for line. All right. So thank you, Adrian, for at least humoring me. There we go. We'll agree to disagree. But let's get to this last story real quick. So I don't watch Lizzie McGuire. Do either of you guys watch Lizzie McGuire, the show or the movie?
I don't even know who that is.
You know who this Hilary Duff character is?
I don't. I know who Hilary Duff is, yeah.
So she was Lizzie McGuire. That was like her show when she was little. And so just to get a quick recap for those who don't know what it is, this was like a popular kid show back in the day, 90s. And they decided to do like the Fuller House type of reboot for it and do a revival for Disney Plus. And fans got very excited. I didn't care, but I saw a lot of fans were excited, like, oh yeah, cool, bringing her back. And they're going to go a little bit more dramatic with it. She's now in her 30s. Like, what's it like to revisit like sort of the show's character in their 30s? You know what? I'm for that. If the fans of the show are into it and you can get a new chapter and give Hilary Duff some work, I got no beef with it, right? But now the problem is Disney Plus went and did the show, and they brought the original showrunner back, the creator of the show, Terri Minsky. They shot 2 episodes, and then Disney fired her. They saw the episodes, and they were like, you know what? No, we don't like what you're doing, Terry. We don't like the show you've created. We don't like the revisiting of your show 30 years later. It's not family friendly enough. It's too dark and weird. And so now Hilary Duff, who's like sort of seemingly locked into the show, is like having to be stuck with now they're going to replace the showrunner and go a completely different creative direction with this show where it's like, wait, what? What are we doing? What? First of all, who really cares about a Lizzie McGuire reboot? Unless it's made by the people who made Lizzie. The fans of Lizzie McGuire are going to not be mad when you piss off its star and its creator and say, no, we don't want to go with the vision you guys had in mind. Can we go with this like cheesy family version instead? Because everyone's going to love that because we're Disney. That to me is a huge crack in sort of what Disney Plus is providing. And it's showing us the true colors of where, dude, Disney Plus, what the hell? Why is that? Why can't we have a PG-13 more dramatic version of Lizzie McGuire on Disney Plus? We have to have Disney Plus so guarded and locked from our children that they can't watch 30-year-olds talking around and like, I assume there's no sex or cursing, but like, where's going to be the line? To further that, they did the show Love, Simon. The movie Love, Simon is also up for cut because Disney greenlit the TV version of that show, which is about like a young gay teenager. And apparently the show was it was deemed not family friendly enough. So now they've adapted it, called it Love, Victor, and they're moving it to Hulu because I think they're just worried that it's not like gay teenagers. We don't want to have that on there. And so all of this is sort of really opening up, I think, a lot of questions of like, well, what's family friendly enough? So you're not going to have any gay characters on your shows now. Like we can't have, characters from the kid shows grown up and have that on Disney Plus. Like you have Civil War, you have PG-13, really intense action dramatic scenes, but we can't have characters. We can't have Fuller House on this. Like, where is the line, guys? What do you think on this?
Well, first of all, from what I saw, I don't think it was confirmed it's not family friendly. I think the people are assuming that because the actress Hilary Duff, she posted on her Instagram, I believe, that the Love Simon, and then she circled that it was not family friendly, and then going to Hulu type of thing. But I don't think we have official confirmation of whether or not that's the actual issue.
We know what it is.
We know.
But hold on.
Just to clarify, she went on Instagram. This is the only thing Hillary Duff has said because she's trying to be politically safe.
Yeah.
She went on her Instagram and she circled that Simon was moving to Hulu because it's not family friendly enough. She said she circled the word family friendly and said sounds familiar. So she was clearly acknowledging
confirmation.
That's confirmation. She's literally throwing shade at Disney to confirm like they didn't think it was family friendly enough. That's how it takes. And then there's more and more. You can go read these articles, but they just didn't. They got rid of her because they didn't like the take she was going. It was more dramatic and more sort of like realistic following the development. And she actually was quoted. I'm so proud of the episodes, the 2 episodes we did. Hillary has a grasp of Lizzie McGuire at 30 that needs to be seen. It's a wonderful thing to watch. I would love the show to exist, but ideally I would love if it could be given the treatment of going to Hulu and doing the show that we were doing. That's part of where I'm completely in the dark. It's important to me that this show is important to people. I felt like I wanted to do a show that was worthy of that kind of devotion. I hear that and I'm like, I don't even like Lizzie McGuire, and I'm pissed for her. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Disney Plus? What do you mean we can't have a little bit more of a grown-up take from its creator? That's BS to me. I'm sorry, but go ahead, Lewis.
Well, actually, from her description of the show at D23, actually, I was at D23 when they did the Disney Plus presentation. The crowd went crazy when they announced she was going to come back, by the way. Her description of the show through interviews and stuff seemed like it was lighthearted. So I'm kind of like more family. It seemed like she was describing it as family friendly and lighthearted and stuff. I have no interest in this show whatsoever until I heard that it could go dark. That I want to see. So have you ever gotten in contact with your friends you knew when they were 13 and then see them at 30? It's like their life went that way and been totally shocked. I think that's intriguing. I want to see this now. I want to see this show. I don't care if it's on Hulu or what, but man, imagine if she went like totally messed up life. Well, like her life got all messed up, or she has real issues. Like,
I would watch that too.
Awesome.
That would be a cool stuff if someone actually had the guts to do that. But a Disney I mean, the problem is Lizzie McGuire is a Disney property that a lot of kids grew up with, and they want to keep it seemingly, I'm sure, in the archives, the reruns, to be that family-friendly version, right? So I see the dilemma, but I don't understand why you can't have. Here's my bigger problem and question to you guys as we wrap up our show: why can't Disney Plus have age gating? Like, why can't it? Like, I understand they don't want R-rated content. I understand they don't want heavy stuff there. That's fine. But with action, it's fine. With PG-13 action, they'll go wherever it was with Star Wars and Marvel. But why can't we have PG-13 themes in the drama and just have a filter for me as a parent to be able to say, look, I turned off anything that's PG-13. Everything else is safe. Why? I mean, every other streaming app has that capability. So Disney Plus is that protective that now we can't even have. Disney won't even do a PG-13 revival of a cartoon. It seems crazy to me. Jody, what's your thought on
this? I said this on my Mandalorian review that I figured out what Disney Plus is all about. I figured it out, the crack for Mandalorian. We just seen the best season that Mandalorian will ever hit, because it will forever be bogged down by the rating that is Disney, bro. It will never show blood. It will never take it there. It will never get serious. I put all that in my review a couple months ago, and that's exactly what's happening now. The Mandalorian will never hit that real point because the Mandalorian is a victim of Disney. They need to get the Mandalorian off of Disney Plus, send that shit to Hulu, and do the Mandalorian correctly. And Bob Iger, yeah, bruh. Makes me think that the motherfucking board members were saying shit to man. Bob Iger was like, man, you know what? I'm out this motherfucker. Freak y'all, bro, with this kid shit. Man, he left just in time, bro. Freaking Disney, man.
It's true. You make a very solid point, because even like Walking Dead, right, or Breaking Bad, which are on TV, right? They're not even like kids can stumble upon that. It's not like on HBO or somewhere you have to pay to see it. And those shows are going to have more drama and action and violence than the Mandalorian can get. And you're absolutely, I totally agree with you. That sucks. Now, could they do a Disney Star Wars show on Hulu that allows that to go? I don't know. Now, is this how protective we are now of the brands that Lizzie McGuire can't do that? Are they even going to let them go to Hulu? It sounds like even she's implying they're not even letting them go to Hulu to just sort of, because it's a Disney brand. You guys can't go to Hulu with a Disney brand. If it was a Fox brand, maybe. But I think you're spot on. This is why HBO Max is going to have Sesame Street.
HBO Max is going to destroy everyone, bro.
It's getting all, and it has Looney, right? HBO is Warner, right? It has the Looney Tunes then, right? That's Warner Brothers.
Yeah, it's got Cartoon Network, it has Studio Ghibli, it has anime.
It's got
Boomerang.
And it's somehow going to age gate those for people, and then it's going to have all this other stuff. Look, I agree. I understand why Disney doesn't want to do R-rated movies. Okay, fine. But Mandalorian could be a way harder level, and you could integrate it and still have it be age gated in certain episodes, no?
But coming up to bat for Mandalorian season 2, they just hired Robert Rodriguez and James Mangold to do episodes. So that's awesome.
What, Disney Plus? That shit gonna be so
Hulu. They hired him to do sequences. I read that was the
shit is gonna be so kiddie, man. God damn, take Mandalorian off of that platform. It has so much potential that will hit a short ceiling because they won't go not even dark. Don't go dark. It's fine. Just go realistic or serious. At least serious. Can we get serious? No.
I see HBO should
Can I add something?
I was trying to clarify. Someone's like, HBO should link up with like Netflix. No, HBO Max is going to be.
HBO's coming to kill Netflix.
Because I honestly, I'm losing interest in Netflix. Netflix has a lot of content and there's some cool stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's sort of the thing I watch now. But I think as HBO Max and even Peacock to an extent with Universal, now The Office is going over there. Stuff is starting to really going to compete with the streaming things.
Netflix starts to kick butt towards the end of the year because they start releasing their movies that they want in the to win Academy Awards.
And they've spent more money on stuff, so more stuff comes out from them. So that's why they're winning. But I think as these studios wise up and spend similar types of budgets and get their IP out with the IP they own, you got to remember Netflix doesn't own any IP. That's the problem. Warner owns a ton of things you don't even realize, right? HBO, all these things, and then Disney. That's the key now. Universal, Warner, Disney. Now even Paramount's trying to get it, and now they're talking Viacom's going to turn CBS All Access off and create a new thing so they can get Star Trek and everything on one streaming platform. That makes sense. That's because they own the IPs that you can make these things for. But here's why Netflix. You're right. Disney will always fail because Disney's a kid channel. It's a kid channel. It's not a channel for everybody. It's a channel for kids
and for children. They're
scaling that down, and it's really unfortunate because I don't want to tune into Disney Plus. So they just it's just a babysitter app. Is that what they want it to become?
Yep. I'm glad it's free. I'm glad I got a whole year free, bruh. And I'm glad they did that because they knew that content is thin right now and it's very lighthearted in nature, bro. This is the ultimate app. You know what this is? Disney Plus is basically Disney Junior, the streaming service.
No, it's true. And imagine when Moon Knight finally drops from Marvel. How on earth are they going to pull those Marvel shows?
And they release a news article. Oh, Captain America's struggling being Captain America because he's black. Man, please, that shit is gonna be so jokey. Winter Soldier, that guy from freaking Winter Soldier, the film, is gone. He's gonna be a Disney-fied mascot,
they're
bro.
be just doing snarky comments back to each other. Like it's gonna be like a buddy cop show.
Oh,
can we give a shout out to DC Universe? I love Titans. I'm sorry, I do. I love it. It's pretty rated R, man.
I haven't seen anything over there. I need to.
Yeah. Please, Jody, watch Titans. I know you and I are bonded by DC stuff, and we want more serious.
Call out K-Dots. K-Dots. It's because of that Baby Yoda. They're doing the Baby Groot thing with him. People talk about Baby Yoda more than Mando. Same thing with Guardians. It's all about Baby Groot being cute. Look, I hear you. I hear you there, K-Dots, and thanks for the support. Just even commenting, but I think it's going to become that. Yes, but I have to credit Disney. Favreau, according to Favreau, who I do trust. For so far, but according to Favreau, he's the one who pushed for that to hide it. They wanted to release Baby Yoda. That wasn't a Disney decision. That was Jon Favreau was like, no, we got to hide Baby Yoda. It's imperative we hide Baby Yoda because the reveal will be that much more important. And then they agreed and they bought into it and they allowed him. But that was a big move for Disney. That's not, they typically don't do things like that because there was a lot of people, and I got in some fights online and people were like, Disney doesn't know what they're doing. How dare they not have the merchandising? They're idiots. No, that was brilliant. That was a brilliant marketing move, brilliant show move. And now that the merchandise is finally coming out now, they're just going to sell it out like crazy. But to me, to let money hungry Disney allow the creator to let the creator say, no, hold on to that. Don't give it to the toy companies, because if you give it to the toy companies, it's going to leak. That's always how that stuff leaks. Don't even do that. Lose money on the deal. You'll make more later. The fact that they trusted him and did that was one of the best things I saw them do. So the Baby Yoda thing, now they're going to reap the rewards of holding off on that. They're making everything Baby Yoda in the sun. But I have to say, I don't think that was the intent at the beginning. I don't think anybody knew it was going to be as big. You disagree, Jody?
Heck yeah, I disagree 100%. Baby Groot is a sign that that's exactly what they do. He's the embodiment of Disney saying, yo, we need to sell toys, we need a mascot. And they did that same thing with Yoda. You said it's not happening. It already happened. The whole entire Mandalorian show has been usurped by Baby Yoda. The general public, I'm not talking about people who are in nerd talk like me and you and Lewis. I'm talking about the general mass average Joe. They know who Baby Yoda is, and they heard Baby Yoda on social media. They don't know what the freak of Mandalorian is. They don't know what the freaking show is.
But I don't think they went by keeping.
They hijacked the show.
Sure, I guess that wasn't my argument. I'm not arguing there. I'm arguing that it was a creative. That could have been on in all the promotional materials before the Mandalorian even started. Is what I'm saying. They could have totally okay. That's what
they could have left it spoiler-free.
Show and trailer.
Yeah.
You're gonna say, oh my god, they could have no, they left it a surprise. And not only did they leave it a surprise, which made it that cultural phenomenon that's blown it up to what it is. Which I'm saying I give Disney credit.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
Typically, you would put that all over your posters and your trailers, right? They actually Favreau was like, no. I know you're gonna Disneyfy Baby Yoda, but like, can we at least let the fans like find him out in a surprise? That was genuinely dope. Like that was rare, and for a company like Disney to let that, because what that meant is they couldn't have the toys made. They lost revenue for that Christmas season because they let Favreau have that creative choice. So you're right. I'm not disagreeing on any of that, but I just think Disney didn't go money hungry in the beginning. It became that because they know, oh great. But I'm saying that was an impressive pause on Disney's part. Is all I was trying to say.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping season 2 doesn't go more Baby Yoda. That's my only. I like season 1. Hey, but Jody, to be fair, I have spoken. People use that word. I have spoken. This is the way. Those are one's a Mandalorian term.
I have spoken is gone. This is the way is dead. They're both dead.
But they used it though. It wasn't totally Baby Yoda. I felt like the first season gave you enough Baby Yoda, but the second one, I hope they don't go, hey, this is what people
Lewis,
like
I have spoken, and this is the way is what me and you would say as fans, me, you, and Andy, because we're into the nerd sheet. The general public are all about that Baby Yoda, man.
Yeah, but I like Baby Yoda still. I'm good.
I do too. I love Baby Yoda.
My kids hadn't even watched the show. They had no interest. I got them to watch the show because of Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Because my kids aren't Star Wars fans, and then they got into the Mandalorian. They liked it. And they were into it, but they only did it because like, oh, Baby Yoda, because they see it on TikTok or they're like, it's crazy. You don't even realize kids are absorbing all this crap.
Babu Frick, him too.
That made it interesting. But anyway, parent spoiler for people who want to do it. What was brilliant is I didn't tell them Baby Yoda was in episode 1. I was like, oh yeah, Baby Yoda shows up near the end, so that I got to have a genuine reaction. They're like, oh, it's sort of a nice parent way if you want to because they know you can't hide Baby Yoda's existence, but you can at least hide its placement in the show and make your kids go, which was a very fun moment. Justin Proper, thank you for the support over there. Mandalorian feels like adventures of babysitting. Mando's grandkids will die before he learns to ride a tricycle. Should Baby Yoda die to keep the show fresh? I mean, imagine if they'd killed him at the end of that season. That would have been pretty baller, but I think fans would have mutinied. They would have been like, nope, I'm not coming back for season 2. I don't think Disney would have let it happen.
I think you're right.
Go. Baby Yoda has to go season 2. He has to go. They got to get rid of him. I'm not saying kill him. Take him to his planet with all the other Yodas and swap him out for a teenage Yoda so he can roll with the Mandalorian with actual force powers and wreck some shit.
Yeah. How's about I agree with that. How's about take him to his planet? He's in his planet. He's happy. We see the Mandalorian leave the planet, and here comes a new Death Star. Boom!
No,
I'm just kidding.
Swap that Baby Yoda out for a Yoda who's capable with knowledge of the Force, and then now we got a show.
Well, I know, but see, once you give him full Yoda powers, I don't care.
Not full Yoda powers.
But yeah, you're right. Learning the Yoda powers, sure. Him learning.
Here's my prediction.
I'm into that.
Boba Fett comes out of retirement to go after Mando and Baby Yoda. That is the guy's feet. Remember the episode with the guys? We saw the guy's foot.
Who took what's her name? Who took what's her name? Voice Ming-Na Wen.
Yes, the guy. I guess that's her name when she
Boba
was.
Fett wouldn't exist though, right? Isn't this?
Well, he
hundreds
came out of
years
the
before?
Sarlacc pit.
He came out of the
Allegedly.
pit, according to legend in the shows, he did come out of the pit, so he could. But the timing could
The
work.
timing is way off, right?
No,
No.
it's right after Jedi.
This is
Yeah.
right after Jedi.
And that
Boba could absolutely show up in season 2. That could.
and
Boba
that episode
big
was in
surprise.
Tatooine. That episode was in Tatooine.
Wait, who said he came out the pit? Isn't that wiped away from the Disney canon?
Well, he did he did in the EU, but the point is, like, why wouldn't they've brought other things from the EU? Why it's totally possible they could. I thought there was a game, or was
Makes
it
no sense that he came out.
Clone
that
Wars?
pit.
His name in the comments, because I don't fall into the deep ends of it, but I know the EU confirmed that he cried out.
Fanboys
According to
brought him back. It
hardcore
makes no
nerds,
sense.
he went inside the Sarlacc pit and got out of there with his jetpack.
Stupid. Bullshit. It was broken. This is why fans ruin franchises.
Yeah.
That motherfucker he's dead, man. He's
Right.
dead, and they brought him back.
But they brought him back in Darth Maul and used him brilliantly in the cartoon. So
That was good because we didn't see Darth Maul die. You can still live with half a body.
We didn't see Boba Fett die. He has that armor. There's also the story that he tasted like poop.
He got
so they got to
ate.
get out.
He
Huh?
got ate, and the
We
thing
didn't
burnt.
see. Oh, we didn't see. They get digested over 1,000 years or
Yeah.
whatever. So they're still alive. Here's the solution, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Lizzie McGuire meets Baby Yoda.
No.
Problem solved.
Oh shit!
no, but I do want to thank
Jeez.
Corey. Let's get
Jeez.
a question from Corey. Thank you, Corey. Bait and switch title Mandalorian with Baby Yoda. Yeah, Baby Yonda, or was that a typo on purpose, like
That's
Yondu?
probably-
Really mixed franchises. Yeah, no, I look. It should be Baby Yoda featuring the Mandalorian, is what it's becoming.
Oh,
But,
he's saying change the title from Mandalorian to Baby Yoda.
yeah.
'Cause it's his show.
Yeah, I think that is what's happening slowly,
Yeah.
really. But yeah, I'm with you on. I think the next one is more of him as a baby. They clearly want several seasons out of this thing, so they're going to probably do a few seasons with him sort of babying, slowly
I just
learning.
want to say this,
and then
fans,
we'll get to
before
that
you-
team part.
I just want to say, fans. I said it on my channel first a while ago, and I'm saying it again on Popcorn Planet. Prepare to be upset when you guys start to see. I saw it last season, first season. A lot of fans, they're biased. They'll hold on for dear life. But a lot of fans are going to realize in season 2 that the show's going to have no stakes and it's never going to get to where they want it to get. And you're just going to be stuck with a a G-rated Mandalorian freaking television show, bruh. Season 1 will be the best season we've seen because it shocked us. Baby Yoda, it'll never hit that height in any of the seasons unless they serious the shit up and get it off of Disney Plus.
I'll take that bet. I think it'll still be engaging. I think they'll find ways to do. I
It won't be as good as season 1 is what I'm saying. It won't be as high.
It'll be good. It'll still be. I think give us faith in Star Wars.
Nah.
It'll be the version of Star Wars that I want, because even Star Wars itself doesn't get dark. Like, what's this dark Star Wars you're dreaming of? It doesn't.
How about Mace Windu getting cut in half?
Which one?
Mace Windu getting cut in half. Dooku losing his head. I mean, something like that.
I mean, that's on Disney Plus. So why wouldn't they do it? Those scenes are on Disney Plus. You can go watch Revenge of the Sith.
But you know what I'm saying.
Why wouldn't Mandalorian be able to do anything that's on that? They would.
Because you can't have a Star Wars section on your Disney Plus, which they use hundreds of millions of dollars to market, and not have those movies. That's why.
No, but I'm saying that movie is on there. So your point is wrong, because you can see him get cut in half on Disney Plus.
I know, but
Why
what I'm
couldn't
saying is
Mandalorian do it too.
they want to. They're pushing Star Wars, right? When Disney Plus came out, months before it came out, they were pushing, what was it? Marvel, Star Wars, and Simpsons. Remember that little 30-second clip? Yeah. You can't push Star Wars if you don't put those movies on there. So they bit the bullet of, we need to go ahead and let these movies be on there for this money. Because if they didn't put, let's say they didn't put no Star Wars movie on there.
You're saying they put it on there because they had to, but that's
the
highlight of where they go. Well,
exactly.
I would, if I were Favreau, I would be like, Disney, you can't. I'm allowed to do this. You have it on the platform. There has to be some.
No, they're gonna be like, no, we could. You don't have to do that. You want to do it, but don't do it. Change it up to this. It'll still work. And then that's how it's gonna be.
There wasn't a single violent moment, and I'm trying to even play it all back. I mean,
no violence in Mandalorian.
There's a lot of shootings and killings though.
A lot of off camera stuff. Even when Mandalorian was supposed to die in the last episode, when he got tragically wounded, he got revived somehow. The lava didn't.
Yeah, no, Revenge of the Sith is by far the darkest of all of them. I'll give
episode 2, though, when Anakin went nuts on the Tusken Raiders, when that Tusken Raider just beheads him. That was pretty brutal, man.
Really
I thought the scene was, I don't like the movie, but the scene was when he sees his mom being tortured by the Tusken Raiders, and he just comes out and you see his eyes are all possessed, and you see the Tusken go, and he just goes, and you see his, like, it just falls, in half, and his torso's still up or something like that. That's from what I remember.
That was the same episode. That was episode 2. That's the same episode that the bounty hunter got beheaded in front of his son.
Well, what's his name? Giancarlo Esposito has said that there's going to be some amazing lightsaber duels in this new season, and I'm excited for him coming in. So I have faith. I'm going to go.
Here it is, Andy. Here it is. I got you. Lightsaber duels. What you know about that little flesh wound? Flesh wound. No decapitated limbs.
Lucas started doing that though in Return of the Jedi though. Like there's no decapitations in Return of the Jedi. He started
cut off Vader's arm.
But it was a robot. When he fights on the cell though,
it was a robot. It's different, easy to kill a droid than a human arm with blood guts everywhere. They didn't have any of that. They don't show any blood, and even I guess because the lightsaber would solder.
Lucas got soft. Lucas got soft. Like
I would disagree. The last thing Lucas did
got harder.
Was Revenge of the Sith was the darkest of all of them.
He got harder.
And then he got more gangster because he's like, I want all the money. He didn't give a
2005 Revenge of the Sith. He got hardcore.
Like, I don't care about the fans.
He had the guns fighting with blue balls, man. He was.
I don't think he went soft at all. He went the opposite way. He's like, I'm in charge, man.
He tried until people backlash with the episode 1. It was the robot army versus the blue ball tossing army at the end. That was the. Remember?
Thank you, Robin, for the support there. Mando disintegrates multiple people on screen. Disintegrate is a sort of an easy, safe way.
It's the same way as turning into goo when you get shot, like Men in Black. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's the kid way of doing it. Pew, it's just laser video game. Pew, 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 you're out.
Disintegrate.
All right. Well, as we wrap up, if you've got any other comments to send them in there, go ahead. Thank you, everybody's watching. I see a lot of you, and I see most of you, a lot of you coming from YouTube. Thank you for watching over there, Popcorn Planet. For those of you on YouTube, which is the bulk of you, go check out Fandom Wire over on Facebook. We're streaming there too with a lot of their audience. Facebook, trying to get Facebook community to get engaged too. So thank you guys, both of you. Fandom Wire News over on Facebook to like it. But I want to give quick plugs out. Nerd Report for Louis Lecca. Anything else you want? Where can people find you, Louis?
Hey, man, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Nerd Lecca, or you can find me here on this platform called YouTube on Nerd Report.
Love it. And then Jody over at Jody's Corner. You can find him if you Google Jody's Corner on YouTube. Go follow him. Both of these guys are great. But Jody, anything else you want to mention? Do you have a stream going today? Tomorrow? We have
tomorrow is a Justice League. It's the Jody's Corner Live 68. Come there at 5:00. It's going to be fun. We got trivia, we got games, reactions, some drinking, some sus. It's going to be amazing. Just Google Jody's Corner and you can find me.
Love it.
And then beans. You have beans there.
Yeah, beans.
You guys just go to Jody's Corner to check out the beans.
I'm one of these days when I don't want to go back to LA, but when I do, I'm coming.
Bruh, when you come out here, bro,
we're gonna do a weeks of shows. I'm
yes, bro.
Yes. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, in the meanwhile, go support my buddies over there. They're great. And then Jody and I do a show over on my channel on Tuesday nights and a show over his Wednesday afternoon. Yin and yang. So lots of stuff to go support if you like this kind of stuff. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm back tomorrow. It's Friday. I'm losing track of my days. Every day around 2:00, I do this live show. Anybody can drop in. If you are watching, you're like, man, Andy, I wish I could get in this conversation. That's what I'm building this format. I can control who drops in and out. So if you feel like you can handle these type of conversations, either from the Facebook group or the YouTube, hit me up on social media at Andy Signor, and I'll put you on the list to try and lock you into a future episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have an awesome day and weekend if I don't see you. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Bye-bye.
Deuces.